Howdy everyone, welcome back to the channel. We'll still be continuing with models. This time, we're not going to be doing anything about the charger. I will show that at the end of this, near the end of this video, kind of take some things apart, but, because last week glued in were was the console piece. I think I'll show a little bit of that off, disassemble everything, take out the whole seating assembly thing. But right now, instead, we're going to be working on Rise of the Beast, Nemesis Prime. I'm not sure what maybe they just wanted to try Nemesis Prime and the Rise of the Beast a format. I mean, who knows? I guess maybe they just want to kind of cash in on that or something, or just do something fun. We've had Nemesis Prime, I think, as far as I know, twice. There could have been other Nemesis Primes in other shows, possibly. I can see the show. I just can't remember the name. But I guess I just want to do some fun, and honestly, it looks pretty cool. The two Nemesis Prime that I know of was Transformers: The Last Night, as well as the Cybertron, the War for Cybertron trilogy. That was Earthrise, I think it was called. There was Transformers: War for Cybertron, Kingdom, and then Earthrise. I believe it was Earthrise that we saw him in, next to Galvatron, which he very much takes on that G1 from the G1 movie from 1986, I believe it was. He takes on that aesthetic. He takes on that show is very much G1 inspired, like fully G1, everything, all the character models and everything. I think one thing they wanted to do was also integrate it to where, yes, it was very much G1 inspired, but they also wanted them to look like toys in some senses. So I picked up also a few new figures from the Transformers 1 movie. I picked up Alita 1 from Transformers 1, and then I also picked up B127. And what's nice about this little guy is that it comes with it's a little bonus vehicle. I think that's upstairs, Cripples. I believe it is. But it's like Ironhide. Comes with Alita's little bike. See if we can get it in there. There it is. Comes with her little bike. It's just a little one, about 2 inches, maybe about 2 to 3 inches or so, maybe shorter. So just pop them open. Now, the last video I did, is it on? I think it might have been. I think it was RC. Last video we did, we were looking at this, wondering, okay, what kind of, I was thinking about how would I title the video. I'll probably just title it under Rise of the Beast, or ROTB, just because that's what it says on the tab here. As you can see, I know it's backwards, but it says Rise of the Beast. So I'll just title it under that video. He's a very short character, just same height and everything as Optimus. He does come with more accessories than Rise of the Beast Optimus did. Rise of the Beast Optimus only came with his Ion Blaster, but this one not only comes with his Ion Blaster, but he also comes with 2 swords, the axe, and the transwarp key. So, won't need that. Does come with instructions. A bunch of these figures. It's about instructions on the battery, how to remove them, reinstall them, and tells you just make sure you're pointing it the right way, not the wrong way. Maybe I should read these, but they come with character profiles, and Optimus's Nemesis Prime's. Factions is Decepticons, height approximately 5.48 meters. Alt mode is Freightliner FLA truck, 1987. Symbol, it's the Dark Mirror of Optimus Prime, 1987. Nemesis Prime is the dark mirror of Optimus Prime, striking terror into his victim's heart while wearing the face of their hero. He is imbued with many of the Autobots' leader's abilities, but lacking all moral restraint. Though his nature varies between a clone built by the Decepticons and an evil future incarnation corrupted by Unicron, Nemesis brings dread and destruction wherever he goes. That's the other one. Transformers Prime. When the group, the opposing group, Mech, created their own Optimus Prime. I'm not sure how, but one of the things they were able to do was steal B's transformation cog. They finally got him another one from Transformers Prime, but he dealt some damage to the Autobots' reputation. So that was an interesting one. So let's make that 3. Should I? Is that 3? Yeah, 3. Oh, come on. So Nemesis Prime is very much an interesting concept from the get-go of everything. So I've got all the parts. They're molded in looks like probably a flat black or so, maybe a gloss black, and there's also silver. Okay. All the parts are basically the same, just repainted. 2 different colors. I think even his, I think all the silver parts still remain the same, although they might have dumbed that down just a little bit. I would have to check. But yeah, what I love about these figures is that they kind of, on rough days or even just regular days, it just kind of brings me back into just kind of what I enjoy doing, and that's building model kits. Again, I've got the 69 Charger up there. I've got the 1/650th scale Enterprise, which I still have to finish. I still have to. I haven't glued those. There's a couple of pieces on the pylons the nacelles I haven't glued in yet, because I gotta paint that spot. Decals, but it's really brought me back into everything. I've actually picked up some more of these figures, like Defender figures or other figures. These little guys are about 4 inches tall or so. I actually picked up, what was it? So they've got one of the things is they call it the Shining version. Was it the Shining version? Yes, it was a Shining version. I was looking at the boxes, like, okay, who did I get this time? And they've got, obviously, in the Shining version, they've got Prime, Jazz, Ratchet, Cliff. They got 2 Megatrons, and there's also Acid Storm. And I was like, oh, I got Megatron from that version. I got the secret version of Megatron. Here, I'll show you. See, come on, focus, please. Don't see. As you can see, you got Optimus, Ratchet, Cliff. Optimus, Jazz, Ratchet, Cliff, Acid Storm, Megatron, and then they had secret version. That's who I got. I got the secret version of Megatron. One thing that makes him the secret version is he's got his mace. Now that is actually G1 accurate. For those of you who have watched the original. The Transformers series, the shows in season 1, episode 1 or 2, one of those. He had a mace, an Energon mace, while fighting Optimus, and Optimus had his Energon axe. So that was pretty cool pull. It was like, holy cow! I never pulled him before. And from another series of not exactly the same line, but of a different line. But of the same type of figures, I pulled Orion Pax. Not Optimus Prime or anything, just good old Orion Pax. Cogless, I guess. I've also got a few other figures. They're definitely leaning into the G1 type figures, and some Transformers 1 there. They do see it. I think they probably see it like it's a little bit. People are spending a little bit more money into those things. Into that, I say, go right ahead. I do hope they continue with their. I think I actually saw a video. Demarcation Media was talking about how Megatron's Prime was kind of their last figure of the classics of the what do they call them? The classic class. I really hope it's not. I don't really want them to stop doing those because I really like the figures, and I think a lot of people also like the figures. Now, some people don't. Some people like the transforming, and to that I say go right ahead. But me personally, I really like these figures because I explained in one of my other videos is that the transforming figures. I'm sorry, I do like them. I do really like them. I just wish they weren't so expensive. I remember getting Bumblebee and Barricade from the 07 film, and I think just like both of them, I think was in a pack. I think it was around maybe $60. I think it was a little bit lower, maybe around $50, but still expensive. Now I do agree that I do spend a large amount of money on stuff. Like these things here was like, okay, you transform them and you get them, you unwrap them, you transform them, and that's pretty much it. But these guys, you just get to spend an hour or so just building them. So now with these guys, with Nemesis Prime, no sticker as far as I'm aware of. Yeah, there's no sticker. Now, what's interesting is usually it's white. They did black, like the background color. So like right here, it's black, which I think that's very cool. Yeah, pretty much the same thing, just recoloring everything. So let's start. Let's point it down. Hopefully I can get this set up here. I apologize, it's a bit of a mess here. Okay, that's right there. Now, I'm not trying to get the instructions in the way. You're gonna see them obviously, but I'm just trying to make sure that you can see the build process. Also want a big enough spot. Hopefully that's better. I gotta clean this up. It's a mess. I gotta throw those away. Alright, let's start. So again, I always like to start with the head. You kind of see it. This is the head here. It's upside down. Like right here, and then right here they've got this like the sword and the axe. The axe in Dark of the Moon Optimus, it was in 3 parts, I think. Yeah, the axe piece itself, a longer stem piece and a short stubby stem. And in order to get it on, you had to take off the short stub, detach it from the long one, in order to put his hand up in there. What's nice about this is it doesn't do that. It's just the axe is one whole piece. So I think it's nice. And for people who probably bought Nemesis Prime, Bumblebee, and Scourge all from Transformers 1, they probably did that iconic scene where Scourge basically uses his axe right through Bee's chest and just holding him up while Bumblebee comes in with the axe. They probably did something like that. Let's see, start with the head. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Come on. There you are. Okay. F19. No. Again, I really hope they come out with more, because there's so many more figures to choose from. I know that line can dry up very quickly, but even if it dries up, you can still tap into the smaller figures here. Just kind of do all that, and when that line runs out, okay, you move on to other properties that you want to move on to other properties that you can hopefully get the license to. And I understand that's I don't know. That's just me. I just hope they do more. But if it's the end, if that's kind of the end of the classic class, then I'm grateful. I know a lot of other people that wish more. They wish the same thing I do. That's just my opinion, but well, it's the way the world is, I guess. But you do see a lot of people creating their own Optimus Prime with Lego, so I'll say that's a plus. And if somebody can figure out how to, okay, so E1, 8, and 7, 8 and 7. There you go. And if someone could figure out how to make their own pieces like this, I mean, that would be friggin' complicated. They'd have to have their own injection mold system in order to do all this. But I mean, who knows? Maybe there'll be someone out there asking Blokees, like, hey, can you do more of this or something? Kind of cool. Okay, let's start off. Get this in here. Let's see. Hopefully my big hands aren't getting in the way of showing everything off. Okay, looks like that's it. Wait, maybe Blokees watches a bunch of these videos people make on their kits, and they just do whatever, I guess. Oh, no, come on, baby. That's a little better. There we go. Rise of the Beast. Rise of the Beast. Okay, let's just say it is Nemesis Prime's head. Let's make sure that's it. There we go. Nemesis Prime's head. And there it goes. I'll probably do a side-by-side comparison of all of them. So that's the head. D19. Let's pick this up. So F17. There you are. And F19, I think it was. Missing. And oh, D19. There we go. Getting things mixed up. That's all I do. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get it in there. There we go. G1, 4 and 7. G1, 4 and 7. There we go. It's been a while since I've done Optimus Prime. His Rise of the Beast version, that is. So I can't remember if everything is basically the same. I believe it is. Again, it's been a while for me. Okay. Goes right in there. Think. Yeah. Right. Looks like it. And then we just twist it around and then slide that into there. Go. Okay, and then T11. And F112. Oh, D3. There we go. And then it was 1. There you go, B1 and 2. B1, 1 and 2. There we are. That's not that one. Well, I guess we could put it together. Might as well. I pulled off one of the same pieces, but why not put it together? There we go. There we go. Okay. That's his elbow right there, ish. Come on. There we go. F112. If, there we go, 12. Okay. There we go. Put his hand on. Alright, so that's his arm. 90 degrees. Plus a couple extra degrees, as you can see. Right. There. That's about 90 degrees right there. Push it a little bit more. Add an extra 1 to 2 degrees or so. Okay, that's the arm. Pardon me for dropping it. That's all built. Go ahead and build the weapon. So F156 and then G15. Let's look for F1. 5 and 6. Okay. The clutch power is just a little bit off. No, I see. It's the other way around. That's a bit better. There. So there's his ion blaster. It's our ion hand cannon blaster, I guess you'd call it. Alright, the body. Anything else I need to pull out? Okay. Let's just dump it all out here. Okay. Got his shoulder pads. I won't put the shoulder pads on yet. Just kind of keep them there. Got the peg for his head. They're always in clear. Molded in clear. Push it in. There we go. Snapped in. Got his axe. Very, very cool. Now, some might say they should have added it with the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, but I believe this guy came out after Rise of the Beast Optimus, maybe a few kits after. So here's your. Here it is. Focus, dang nabbit. There you are. The transwarp key. Okay. Okay, that's that. Okay. The body. Pardon me. Okay. Got all those pieces on. And which piece is that? D17. Go get. If you want to know something interesting is about Transformers Rise of the Beast is that they actually cut a couple of scenes involving Optimus Prime hunting down a Decepticon. If you watch the movie, Optimus Prime drives into a kind of bus, a transit bus parking lot of sorts, and he's looking for a Decepticon there. And I cannot remember the YouTuber's name. Look it up. YouTuber talking about the deleted scene from Rise of the Beast is that he was hunting a Decepticon, and after Optimus defeats him, he takes the body of the Decepticon to the Potomac. I believe it was the Hudson River, or was it the Potomac River? Anyway, the river that is near kind of the area around the museum, I believe it was. He just tosses him in, and as the camera is following the body down, and what is noticed after when the body reaches the bottom is that there are several Decepticon bodies there, and that didn't bode well with test audiences, from what I heard from while listening to the video. Probably would have shown Prime a too grim a character, maybe. Honestly, I would have loved to have seen that, because Optimus is just, he's so far from home, and he's got pent-up anger that he cannot be there with his troops, and he really, really hates the Decepticons, so it makes sense for him to just find Decepticons, and Decepticons who are coming to Earth, so he's got to make sure that the war does not come to Earth. So that would have been a really nice, really, really cool scene. Now, test audiences, yes, but the movies themselves are kind of mature. If you go back to the 07 Transformers movie, or even the 86 movie, that was mature. Like, killing off Optimus Prime, several other Autobots as well, like, that's mature. Transformers 07, like, that had a mature theme, like ripping the head off a bone crusher. That's pretty. That's some say Optimus is pretty much a psychopath, I think they said. But seriously, like, that kind of matches Optimus Prime, and that didn't bode well with test audiences. I think parents with kids, possibly. But seriously, that would have been one heck of a scene to see. There was also another scene that was deleted, is that Optimus was not gonna. Another scene is that Optimus was left to float, was pulled in through the portal after the portal was shut down, and it was kind of a grim scene of Optimus facing Unicron. That would have been something to see. Then that would have set up another movie. That would have been awesome to set up another movie. You know, there are so many great ideas, but people are so afraid of mature themes. What would you? I'm trying to think of what could be a mature theme. not anything horror like aliens or anything. I don't know. I guess the mature theme you can think of is losing your leader. So D18. Let's go with D2. D26. There we are. The mature theme of we lose. We are going to lose. Like, the good guys don't always win. Yes, rated R can do it a little bit of... Like, movies being rated R can do it a little bit of justice. But I think the mature theme is more of on the realm of showing people what really happens, say, in war. There was a movie that came out not too long ago. I cannot remember what it was called. Warfare? I believe it was Warfare. Is that it was directed, I think the studio was A24, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Please look it up for yourself if you're really, really interested. And, does that fit like that? It should fit like that. Yeah, I think it does. But it was directed by a bunch of veterans who wanted to do it right. So G1, 1, 2, and they got everything down. Now, he was the guy who was talking about the movie said that on Reddit. Of course, everyone who doesn't love Reddit at this point, it's like people say that I believe it was the Bradley. No, not the Bradley, but I forget the vehicles. But the vehicle they used to exfil out of the zone, they didn't use the correct vehicle because they would have had to get permission from the U.S. military, and the way the military likes to mess with things. The guy was talking about is like, it probably was a good idea not to ask the military, and they used a British vehicle to fill that role. And I think the guy said that's actually pretty good. Everything's spot on, minus that vehicle, but it didn't bother him because the story, it was more of the story about the men, not about anything. They try to get everything historically accurate, such as the guns, the armor, and everything. But that is what you would say is a mature theme. It doesn't shy away from anything. It wants to do everything. It wants to do stuff justice. It wants to do the military justice and what was worn here and there, what was done, the camaraderie, what can happen in a firefight. Like, that's a mature theme. Let's see. I don't know what else you could say is a mature theme. I don't know. I kind of have to look into more of that, but I guess you could say is the bad guy, the good guy's losing, like losing really hard, in the sense that that the Autobots would not have had a leader to lead them, in a sense that if the scene had actually gone through with Optimus being pulled into the portal as it was collapsing, I guess you could say that would be well, actually, I think that would be a little bit dark. That'd be a dark theme. I apologize. That'd be a dark theme. It was too dark for audiences, including the scene where Optimus dumps the Decepticon into the river, showing all those bodies. That was kind of dark for people. And like, why don't we just move towards those kind of themes? Like, move towards very, very dark, grim, mature themes that doesn't shy away from war, what war really is, what it does what the long-term effects are. That would be something. Okay. That one, I'll pick this one out. Turn it. I forget how it's supposed to be done. I think it's supposed to be pushed in. maybe. I forget. Okay, there we go. Get this one stuck in. There we go. What's nice about these kits is that if there's any flash still on, you can easily use your fingernail and just clean it right off. It's pretty nice. Or if you have to, just use your knife, which I may have to here. Just a little bit of flash on the torso there. I think, let's go back to the word mature. I believe, I'll have to look it up myself, but mature, I think, real in the sense that it shows you that life, that the military, war, and all that stuff is should never be romanticized. He was actually talking about it, the dude that I watched on about warfare. I think it was still called, I think the movie is called Warfare. It's a little bit hard to remember right now, but is that it shows you like what happens. Everything's raw, unfiltered. It's not dramatized or anything. It shows everything how it was. How some things may have to be done up a little bit, but they try to stick. It's trying to stick close. It's trying to be as close. It's trying to be as accurate as possible to what it was, to how everything was. Okay, F110. So I kind of wish movies would move more into it, because that would, I would say, make it all the more captivating in a sense, in that it would show the reality of everything. So 21 goes on the opposite side. 21 goes right here. Like, war is not something to romanticize about. It's nothing fun or cool or anything. Three of my brothers served. One was a 50 cal gunner, one was a dog handler, and the other one was a drone operator. I won't say who, but one of my brothers, he told us a couple of stories that they could have killed him. Couple of those encounters could have killed him, but he didn't. But it didn't. By God's grace, he came home not without his own scars. And I do hope he's doing okay right now. I think he's lost a little bit. I do hope he finds his way back home in a sense that he can talk to family without having to bring up anything or be angry at anybody or just at the world in general. I just hope he can find his way back home. In a sense, how we find our way back to Christ. How the prodigal son came back home to his father after realizing the mistake he made. I think so. Stick it on. I do hope one day he is able to. I could still talk to him. Maybe I should. See how he's doing. Okay, so there's the torso. I have not taken this tab out. That's so it can activate the battery. I mean, it looks pretty cool. So there's your screw that allows you access the battery there. Oh, there's one more piece I gotta do. What was it? G. Was it G? No, F110. My bad. F110. 10. There we are. Here's the top piece. Looking a little naked, if you will. There we go. And just open up his chest here. There we go. Ta-da! There. Let's see. Okay, we've got the head, the right arm, we got the gun, got his torso. We'll move on to his left arm. So D110 and F18. Where's 8? Here we go. I think at one point now of our own lives we've grown angry to everything that's around us. There's F1 should be right there. Where did you go? I think at some point in our life we've been angry at either someone or something. Oh, D110. And I don't want to say that's kind of a part of life. You just become angry at something. It could be. I could be wrong. Maybe the reason why, or maybe I don't know. Just become angry to become angry, just to I don't know, look for pity. I don't know. That's one thing I'm trying to do, is making sure that I don't be that. I just hope that I don't become something like that, because I've had my days. I've had my dark days and my own moments. So I hope he just kind of. I hope he knows that we love him. I hope he does. G13. 3. Here we go. And then 8. Oh, this spruce is done. And to all the military guys out there, I do feel bad for you. Got dragged into a war that later on you just didn't support anymore. You hate our government, and I understand to a slight extent, but I cannot. I'll be the first to say is that I'll never truly understand what you guys went through. You know, after seeing everything in my own way, I wouldn't even want to join the military. So I know I can't emphasize. I cannot feel empathy for something that I did not partake in. I do not have empathy for. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I don't care about your suffering, but I can't feel the way you guys do about government, because I was not there to experience what you guys experienced. So all I can say is to you guys out there is I am sorry for what you had to go to, for where you had to go. So I understand I can't fix it all for you. I don't know how to help you. But all I can do is just say thank you. Even though it was what you guys went through, I cannot comprehend what you guys went through, but all I can say is, even though you went out there so that you guys went out there so that all of the rest of us wouldn't have to. So thank you. It's twofold. Thank you for what you have given, but also thank you for saving us. So I want to say to you guys out there, thank you. Thank you for going out there. And if I'm not sure who among you is But there are some of you guys out there who have. I saw one guy who had served. He said, if I had to, I would say to anybody who's looking to join, don't. And to that I say thank you. So here's his left arm. Again, pretty much the same thing, except on his left. 90 degree plus a few extra degrees. So let's skip. Okay, we're gonna do up the crotch here. They put this. I think they always put one of these pieces always in the bag, or maybe it's just specific pieces. But there's that. So D25. That. Let's go. I guess it's all in the same pile. There we go. F111. There's that one right there. There we go. And there we go. I'm not going to attach his hip to his upper torso just yet. Or to his body, I should say. That's all together. So we're going to go after his legs. Left leg first. Going to put together these last two. Might as well put them together now. There we go. Okay. But back to movies. I think movies should embrace grim, even dark or mature, grim, dark, mature themes. Even split them off and kind of like, okay, we'll embrace dark themes. We'll embrace mature themes. We'll embrace, I don't know, just something that tells the audience that a victory is never sunshine and rainbows. If you watch Black Hawk Down, they won. I don't know if it was more of a victory, but when you watch the movie, it wasn't sunshine and rainbows. It was more of survival. All right, what am I looking for? D22. D22. I think it was what Chief said in Halo Infinite. He's talking to Esparza. Like, we all fail. That's what makes us human. So D24. And he's right. We all fail. I have failed several times in my life. I don't know on what, but somewhere along the line, I think I have failed. Let's see, what am I looking for? There's 5. Okay. But oops. Pull it out. Like, we failed to do our job. We failed to feed our pets when we should. Like, I've failed in several regards. I've come home and I find that I did not do their water bowl when I should have. I failed in that regard, but they're still there. I'm trying to keep a better eye on them. In some form or another, we've all failed. So we try to do better. That's what makes us us. That's we still put one foot in front of the other. Okay, E1, 3 and 6. E1, right? Oh, F1, 3. Okay, we're gonna get that one out. Okay, right over. Put that there. Even I've screwed up. I've screwed up so many times I couldn't even count. What am I looking for? E. Where's E? On the other side. There are plenty of times where I failed to act on changing out the cat's litter box. Oh, come on. The amount of times that I have, I need, where was it? E13. Where's 3? No, there we are. The amount of times I had to make the hard choice of walking back to my room when I'm scared. I'm scared a lot of times. When I've been scared several times. An example, when not knowing where one of my cats were, every time I remember always praying, watching, asking God to watch out for them, and then I stare out into the void, just hoping they come back, and like in those moments, I was scared that they wouldn't come back, scared that would have been the last time I'd see them, scared to lose more, to lose another one. Was that the right part? It should have been. Yeah, there we go. You just gotta fit it in. Okay. And F1. Okay, F1, 14, 16, and 18. 14, 16, 18. It's moments like those that I'm scared of. Or even moments of stress. Stressing about how am I going to find the parts for my truck. D111. D111. There you are. I've probably stressed more times over that truck trying to find those parts than actually I've had. There was actually one time where I've stressed over one thing that I just felt like it was going to be the end of me. Okay, that's the left leg. It should be right there. I won't say what it is. I'll keep that part to myself. But for me, that was fucking scary. I apologize for my language, but that moment was just absolutely friggin' scary for me. Okay, where are you going? Where are you going? Okay, right there. And then there. Let's try that. Okay, that works. And then, okay, that's that. That'll go with top. That's okay. Let's make sure it's in. Yeah, it's in. We got that on E11. Oh, pardon me. Lucas. But I think that's the part about us guys is that there are probably plenty of times where we get scared and we don't want to say anything to worry anybody, because it's our job to worry about everything. It's not anyone else's job to worry about. And that's another thing I'm scared of, is scared to talk to someone who frankly probably wants to talk to us. D27. Even I'm scared about that. Scared of opening up. Pardon me. Mucus. E19. So coming back home to the kittens, to the cats, is something that keeps my head above ground. So I think that's what movies nowadays are afraid to show. They're afraid to show the the fact that we will lose, we will fail in so many places of our lives, and they're afraid it won't make the money, and that's what they're after. They're just after money and anything else. And I think that's why probably the movie Warfare, and I believe that's what it's called. It was probably loved among veterans because it actually showed the camaraderie and what everything was like. So here's his left leg. Okay. Bend is almost 90 degrees. Pretty good. His foot leans pretty well. Forward, back. So pretty good. Pretty good range of motion. So that's that one. The right leg. So we got this piece right here. D2, 1 and 3. D2, 1 and 3. D2, 1 and 3. Come on. You know, even our, you could also say what we're also feeling isn't in the music that we listen to, in the somber music and the sad music. Let's see here. So that was D16. Okay. Let's see if we can turn it around. Same thing. Okay. I'll say one thing, that for a lot of us guys who are in our 20s, our early 20s, probably even mid 20s, those of us who were born very early Gen Z, like early 2000s, or even at the start, well, those guys are probably married right now. I'm not sure, but some of us guys around my age, we're not in relationships, we're single. The word the phrase unk status is going around a lot of us. Go down to E1, 4, and 5. E1, 4, and 5. Like we're just that people say we're that cool uncle, if you will. Okay, there we go. And it's just us. All we've got is our video games, our friends, or even no friends at all. Like I've got a small handful. Like you got your work acquaintances, but there's a couple I call my friends. Not many. And that's kind of what we wish we had. We wish we had people who we could call friends. And that's kind of harder if you look at it from the homeschooling side of things, because all mom and dad homeschool all us kids, so it was kind of hard for us to make friends. Even at church, I had a hard time making friends. I was just by myself all the time. Let's put that one there. So I couldn't make that many friends. So you just get very, very lonely as a kid. Okay, that one goes there. Okay, just pop that right in. Come on. Okay. This we got to there. Got there. E1, 2. So I think that's really something that a lot of us guys would like to have is for someone we can not only call our friend, we can also call our spouse, whether it be a wife or husband. Like for me, I would love to get married, but that just seems like to a lot of us, and not yet myself. Maybe sometimes like it feels almost like a pipe dream to a lot of people. So we got this guy. So F. So F1, where's F1? There's F1. These guys. To a lot of guys, that seems like a pipe dream to be married, and that I do agree with. It's more of it's not a goal, but more of like a lifelong dream for some. You know, dreams are what built a lot of things in this country, and for a lot of us, that's a dream right there. And unfortunately, everything is so skewered. Politics, dating thing, and everyone bases their whole identity around like what side of the political aisle are you on or whatever. And or even you'll read a lot online for some guys who are also of the faith, and they see a lot of pastors just kind of not really, I don't know, you could say bullying people because they're not married, or they're still single, don't have a girlfriend, or they're yanking on the guy who's still at home living in his parents' basement. Now, I don't know if you classify living in mom and dad's basement, but this is basically the basement here where I am. I live on one of the bottom levels. It's on one side it's 3 levels, on the other side it's 2 levels, so I live on the second level with the same house as mom and dad. But it's not living in the basement. Now, some people criticize, oh, you're just playing video games. No. It's like, I have a job. I have a truck I have to work on. If I have to pay rent, I will. But it's like, there's some things that, it's like, how, and even there's the phrase, like, oh, put yourself out there. It's like, that's a horrible piece of advice for young guys around my age who really want to, who are, well, also struggling as a Christian. So, yeah, cut that for a bit. So, here's the leg. I kind of posed it just a little bit. So basically the same thing, but reversed. So good range of motion, front and back, same thing. About 90 degrees. So we're done. That's it. I might give him an X, I don't know. We'll see. So we'll just start putting them together. Probably just leave some of the stuff off. Just leave them bare bones if I wanted to. I don't know. Just put these on. But for a lot of us guys who really, really want to get married, it's kind of, I put that on wrong. It feels like I did. Okay, what's that? Okay, I put it on wrong. Oh, no. Come on. Did I? Okay, let's think about this for a second. Let's grab out these stacks, the smokestacks. Come on. There we go. Let's get that off there. Here we go. Okay. Let's put that. Come on. Okay, that one's on, this one's on. It's kind of weird, but okay. Alright. But it's, again, back to the whole dating thing, and it's hard for a lot of guys to want to try to find a good woman. It just, you see nowadays that, let's pull this off. How does it look? That's close. See how it looks. I think he needs a new battery. Same with my 07 Optimus Prime. He needs a new battery for his pack. There we go. But again, back to it. It's very, very hard, and you see a lot of I will be safe with this term, adult actors, or I shall say actresses, in that realm, that they are converting, and good for them, but it seems like some are doing it for the wrong reasons. Or other people are turning to Christianity, hoping to marry, and just kind of, some might say, leech off the guy. And a lot of guys are scared because the finances that a lot of those guys built up, they don't want it stolen from them. And to that, I agree. Like, some of us, we work really hard to make sure that we have all this money saved up. And sometimes you have to push the brake. You gotta hit the brake on some of your hobbies to be able to save up that amount of money, and for someone to come in and just, like, all of a sudden you got something against you, some sort of false allegation. Now, there are guys out there who are actually terrible guys, but that's, when you read about it, or you listen to it from guys on YouTube, but that's a very small minority. A lot of the other guys are just great guys. Or even, now, I wouldn't say I'm a great guy. I've got my own flaws, but I will say about myself is that I am a hard-working individual. My dad instilled in me that, yeah, through hardship, discipline, and losing of certain privileges that I did get back. But I was hardworking. I was a hardworking son of a gun. Yes, you have to, in order to be able to understand what responsibility it is, you have to have those privileges taken away from you. And I had that happen to me. I had privileges that I liked. I abused them. I'll be honest, I abused some of those privileges. I got them taken away, rightfully so. But I was given them back. Because I proved myself to be because I proved myself to my mom and dad. I proved to them that through work that I can be responsible. But when you get to be an adult and you have some of those, like, they can't be taken away from you. That's when the scary part starts, is that you begin to kind of find your own way onto the internet and everything, and unfortunately I have found that unfortunate way. So enough about that. Let's just show them off. Rise of the Beasts, Nemesis Prime, if I can. So he's not tall enough. He's not very tall like the other figures. He's very, very short. I don't have a tape measure with me. Probably around about 5.5 inches, maybe 6 inches, possibly. Do you have a height on this thing? No, not approximate height, but what could I show? Here, let's do this. Here, so he's about as tall, but he's a very, very small, short figure, about as short as Alita 1, or RC, I should say. So again, he's gonna need new batteries. I mean, you can still see, it's still glowing. You can show it on camera. A little bit there. Hopefully, try not to show it. Yeah, hopefully, you can kind of see it. Shorts, really nice looking. So, for the heck of it, let's just do this. Let's give him his swords. Let's do that. So, do I have to remove any? No, it doesn't look like I have to remove anything. Looks like you can still keep the hand guards on and put these on. So that's nice. So we'll just stick these in. Okay, come on. There we go. Is it the right way? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's see if we can pose him. sometimes you got to bend his hips and everything just so he can get into position for said pose. There we go. Because again, with him being a little bit shorter, it's hard for him to reach the other peg. There you are. There we go. This flame's right there. There we go. How do you like that? How do you like them apples? Ah! Shoot. There we go. That's a little bit better. That'll stay. There you go. How do you like them apples? There. But go back to kind of the whole dating scenes that I think for a lot of guys, and like for those who found their way onto the kind of the dark, not the dark web in a sense, but those sites, if you know, you know, that you're trying to break it. Now the Bible does say to run from it, and we do want to run from it, but sometimes we walk back into it. Most of the time we go looking for it. And when you hear a lot of people talk about breaking free of it, or let's looking at correlation to dating, people have, it looks, now I'm not sure what their whole thing is, like what their own personal experiences, like everyone's experiences vary, but let's look at like correlation between wanting to find someone and what you find on the internet. Is what people say is you have to like be free or something, or have it finally figured out before God gives you one of his daughters. I honestly don't know if that is the truth. I have yet to, there's no, as far as I know, and I've heard from a few other people on YouTube, that there's no book there's no, now there's no rule book in the Bible on how to date or how to find a woman, or even some people who have struggled and they have found someone and that's helped them. One thing that is said is accountability. A lot of us, again, struggle in the sense that I don't really want to tell people that I have a problem with it. I don't want to put that burden on them. So there's the illusion from other Christians that, oh, you have to be free of it. You got to run away from it before God gives you one of his daughters. And I think that whole thing is just BS. Like you have to figure everything out. It's like, I don't have everything figured out. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. And like I think that's what a lot of young men are having trouble with. That you have people around you telling, oh, you gotta have this figured out, you gotta have that figured out. Like it's a constant moving the goalpost. In a sense, it's the constant pressure to try to be perfect. Like no one's gonna be perfect. I'm not perfect, and I really don't know what's gonna happen, whether I'll be married or not. And I guess in some way you gotta. I'm not saying I have the solution. I don't have anything at all. This is just my personal opinion. Is that I've heard some people say, and I don't know. Maybe it is the truth. Maybe it's not. And what's up with this? Yeah, it's just coloration. But it's, some people say like you have to be okay by yourself. Now, I do understand where that's coming from. It's like, okay, let's be okay. But I don't know. It's, the whole thing is just, it's one of those things that that seems, it smells fishy. I don't even know what's what anymore. I don't know. Like, I guess it's discernment. That's the hard part. Is this biblical or not? Like, are what they teaching, is that whole thing biblical, or is what their foundation is, where they're coming from, where their heart is at, is that biblical? Oh shoot. Biblical is kind of a word thrown around, honestly, a little bit. I was watching one guy, Effective Purpose, I believe his channel was called. The word biblical is kind of thrown around. Actually, let's just use the phrase: is where they're coming from rooted in God's word? Is it rooted in scriptures, or is it something they're just pulling right out of their ass? I have no clue. That's the hard part about this whole thing. Is it rooted in God's word? Or is it something that they've looked at and from their own personal experience, they've tried to give some advice, if you will. So it's a bit out there. Again, a lot of men, they feel pressured to be this perfect person, to have everything already figured out. And that's impossible for a lot of guys, including myself. I have nothing figured out, honestly. I don't know where I'm going to go in life. The only thing I'm looking at is, how long is it going to take me to get my truck fixed? That's all I'm looking at. That's all I'm looking at right now. So, well, enough of my spiel. Let's bring down the charger. So last video, again, we glued on the console part of everything to it. So we're going to point the camera down. I was thinking about doing this off camera, of taking this whole thing apart, but we'll do it on camera here. So, looks pretty good. Again, we used a tube of glue to get these set in, with also before setting this, and we put the tube glue onto this part, and then we took some liquid cement and put it onto this piece right here. What we'll do, where are we sitting at? So that's that. Now, in here, hopefully you can kind of, let's pull this out. This groove, there's this groove right here, right about where my fingernail is. Is that right there? It should fit right up against here. But where it's sitting, how contorted this whole piece is, it's not going to be able to sit in there properly. So I'm just going to get as close as I can, line up everything the best I can, and then just shove it in there with glue. It's not going to be perfect. I understand that, but we'll try our best. Let's see how we're going to... Yeah, we'll just shove it in there, stick glue on it. Glue is going to be right on the window bottom piece as well. Glue, we're going to put glue wherever we can. What are we looking at? It's a tough project, and I apologize. I apologize for how long it's taken me to finally get it to where it's almost together. The old saying is, like, this one's going to be a tough nut to crack. Tough nut to crack. So, it's one of those. So, the part is making sure that these sides line up with the charger. I think that's going to be the hard part. So, what we'll do is we'll make sure we've got this pair of tweezers. Make sure we've got, I like these ones. These ones they're a little bit shorter. I think they're a little bit shorter. Come on. Actually, I think they're a little bit longer or so, but it feels a lot tighter, a little bit, how it closes. When you open it, it's got a little oomph. Maybe they're about the same, but I personally like these ones since that you can feel. I don't know. It feels a lot tougher when you put it around your finger. Like this one's fine. I can feel it's pinching me, but not very much. But when I do it with this guy, like it's starting to hurt. I can feel it hurting maybe, but even then I can feel it. Let's see, let's put it right here. But even if I put it right on the middle there, like right on that joint, it feels fine. This guy, if I put it right there, it's starting to hurt at the bottom. I can feel it. So that's why I want to use that one. But yeah, so it's got a bit of an update with the charger. We'll just see how it goes. Probably the next video will be on the charger. Again, it probably will be a short one. I'll just say it's like, okay, we're gonna glue it in. This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna leave it. Bam. All right, give me a second. Maybe it's a good thing I've got 3 of them. Wow. Trying something here. Because I got 3 tweezers. Slide that right up there. Let's see how it's going to do. Okay, that's not going to work. Ah, crumbs. Oh, I was kind of hoping it was. Okay, where are we at? I think what I'll do is I'll glue it in from the back first, because if I line it up with the back, it all seems to kind of almost flush. There's a little bit of gap kind of right in there when you look at it from the top, but if I decide to do it from the front, everything's going to be holy buckets. I think I've got it kind of figured out. If I get it from both the front and the back, right where my thumb is, right on the passenger driver rear, get it pinched in, I should be able to hold it. I think I'll do is I'll just grab some vice grips if I can get it snuggled in there pretty easily. I think that should do it. Just get it snuggled in there with a pair of vice grips. I think I can definitely reach it over. I'll just need to use it. I can get this right in there. I'll just need to get some things that are thick enough. But yeah, that's it for tonight. That's Rise the Beast Nemesis Prime. So that's all for tonight. It's an update on the charger. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for always watching the videos, even if it's just a few likes. Thank you very much for continuing to watch these videos and just hanging on. Just sticking through. It means a lot. Thank you, because I love putting these things together. I do want to put more together. It's just a very, very slow process with work and everything. But thank you all for watching and also listening to my rants about life and things going on. So, I won't talk much politics. So just because it doesn't really, I like watching it, but in all of the cases, doesn't mean much to me. I'm not well versed. I like watching it, but I'm not well versed in it. So, alright, anywho, that is Rise the Beast Nemesis Prime. We'll be back for the 69 charger. Hopefully put it together. I've got some ideas rolling around in my head what I want to do. So that'll be it. I will see you on the next one. Peace.